So this routine is my midday meditation routine. It normally takes me about 10 to 12 minutes, but I'm going to talk through it and walk through a number of different things that I do. And so this video will actually take a little bit longer than that. Plus I have my, I set my timers incorrectly this time. So the timers go off a couple times during this. But anyway, I'm getting set up. I'm about to get started here. And this is just how I sort of reset myself in the middle of the day and bring some oxygen and energy into my body to continue to tackle the day. It's my midday meditation. I hope you enjoy. Okay. This is my midday meditation. I got to move slowly. It's had a back injury, and my lumbar spine has been giving me some issues lately. I'll put this one here. And so I sit on the pillow just for a little bit of elevation. It helps me to get into my posture. Hopefully everything is centered. And so I'm just going to walk through what I normally do. This is really just 10 minutes of breathing midday to get some energy, and just to become mindful, just to relax. There we go. Let's move those. So let's get started. Begin with a deep clearing breath in. Again. Just clearing out my lungs. Clearing away a bunch of negative energy. Okay. What I do is I slightly tighten my abdomen area just to engage my abs just a little bit. Keeps my posture straight. Over time, as I'm doing this, my knees will get closer and closer to the ground. But as I start, of course, I just start crisscross applesauce. I take either my pointer finger, is that what they call that? The pointer and the thumbs, and put them together, or I'll put it together with my middle finger. Normally it's the pointer and the thumbs. Sometimes it's both of them. And I just quiet the mind. When I breathe in, I say, I'm breathing in. And when I breathe out, I say, I'm breathing out to myself. I start off closing my eyes, and then I remember that the Zen Buddhists often just stare at the ground in front of them. Sometimes I close my eyes, sometimes I don't. When I remember, I try to keep my eyes open because I want to become mindful and stay awake. I haven't had a lot of issues with going to sleep, but sometimes, you never know. So anyway. This is midday, so I want to remain energized. And so I'll just do a few breathing exercises. We'll do some box breathing first, and then we'll get into some other things. Box breathing is as I breathe in on a 4 count, I hold for a 4 or 5 count, maybe 6, 7, and then I exhale completely. That takes between 8 and 12 counts for me. Whatever you want to do works for you. If you could do inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 8, that's, probably better. But, that's a great start. For me, I just inhale, hold for, a little bit longer, exhale much longer, hold it out, and then do it again. And so first the box breathing. Focusing on breathing into my heart and into my diaphragm. And so on the inhale, I actually visualize breathing into my heart, and I make sure that my diaphragm is popping out. It's not a big chest thing. And then the same with the exhale. On the exhale, I let all of the good energy, all of the oxygen, everything that's in my mantra, the peace, the calm, the joy, the alertness, whatever it is that I'm essentially giving to myself as a mantra. As I breathe out, I visualize that stuff spreading to all of the cells in my body and to every part of my body, to my extremities. All right, so here we go. Box breathing, breathing in. Again, you just want to focus on your own timing. So, again, if it's just 4 counts in and you hold your breath and 4 counts out and you hold your breath on the way out, that's perfect. Focus on your own timing. I actually had an alarm go off, as I mentioned at the beginning, during the middle of this. And so you'll see me making the adjustments, but just continue your breathing. We'll come right back in, and I'm breathing along with you. One more time, breathing in, say to yourself, breathing in. When breathing out, I also say quietly to myself, I'm breathing out. As I get to the second and third box breath, I say I'm breathing in peace, or I'm breathing in joy, I'm breathing in the universe, I'm breathing in happiness, whatever it is that I'm setting the intention for. I'm breathing in relaxation, I'm breathing in clarity. And then when I say I'm breathing out, I'll say I'm breathing out. I'm accepting calm, I'm accepting peace, I'm accepting joy, I'm accepting clarity. These are all the things that you can say in your mind very quietly. Just one thing, right? Pick just one thing on the breathing in and one thing on the breathing out. That is an intention of yours. And it allows for you to sort of focus on the breath. For a while when I was trying to learn how to meditate, I would hear people say, focus on the breath. And my mind would run in a bunch of different places. And then I eventually read Being Peace, I think was the book by Thich Nhat Hanh. And he gives techniques for what you can do. You could say, I am calm, or I am breathing in, I breathe in the calm, I'm breathing out peace, or what have you. And that really helped me as well, especially when I'm trying to focus on a particular mantra. I will use the mantra in my head on the in breath and the out breath when it's a mindful moment to try to bring that into my consciousness and to raise my consciousness to that level. And then, but there are also times when I'm meditating when it's just pure quiet and I'm just focusing on the sound of my breath going in and the sound of my breath going out. And then some amazing things start to happen then. Some amazing things start to happen. So, yeah, if you can sustain that for some time. But this is just a midday, take a moment for yourself. And as you can see, it takes 10 minutes. You can do it for 5 minutes if you want, but just do some box breathing in, box breathing out. And then for me, I just take a moment to reflect. Breathing normally. My reflection is always, who am I? And I use that reflection because at the moment I'm actually looking to detach myself from the persona, from the version of Rashad that I've been playing a role as in this world, and I just observe myself. Who am I? I am the spirit that is observing my life. I see myself paying attention to my breath. I'm observing myself meditating. I'm observing myself from the angle of the camera in the same way that you're observing me. And I could see myself. And it detaches me from the person and from the role. It detaches me from my mind. And so if my mind is going wild as well, sometimes I'll ask, where are you? And when I ask that question, where are you? I'm beginning to see myself as not in my mind. I'm not in my thoughts, but I'm observing a person who is thinking. I'm observing my mind thinking. And I'm observing it drifting. I'm observing it saying things to itself to try to make the body respond in ways, sometimes responding to fear. And so I'm looking at my mind, thinking about tasks, thinking about deadlines, and I'm just observing it, and then I'm letting those thoughts go. And I'm watching myself let those thoughts go. And that's where I am. I'm present. I'm in this moment, watching me, observing me. What am I doing? I am observing me. Focusing on relaxing my scalp, then my forehead, my nose, my eyes, my cheeks, my mouth, my ears, my neck, relaxing my shoulders, relaxing my fingers, my arms, my forearms, relaxing my abdomen, letting my knees drop, relaxing my feet. I wiggle my toes and then relax them. And I let my breath flow naturally. And I observe me observing my breath. Now, most of you can stop here. This would be the end of your 10 minutes. I like to continue, though, and do some bellows breathing, which I'll talk about in a moment if you have a little bit more time to sort of reactivate the body. And then before I get up, I do what's called bellows breathing. Bellows breathing gives me energy. It warms the body up, and for some reason, it just, the way that it pumps oxygen into my brain, it just makes me feel so clear. And so I do some bellows breathing. The way you do bellows breathing is you're going to force your diaphragm out, force your stomach out on your inhale. And then you're going to be very tight with your stomach, almost as if you're waiting for someone to punch you in your gut. And that's how you're going to force the air out. forcing it through your nose. And this is a great point if you want for you to stop at the end of the bellows breathing. I actually wanted to finish some bellows breathing because I wasn't finished, and I wanted to get into some alternating nostril breathing. And so stick with me if you want to continue, otherwise you can stop. Signals the end, but I'm going to take a couple more seconds just to finish some bellows breathing, and then I'm going to alternate my nostrils, breathing by alternating in my nostrils. It just opens me up, and it's why I do it, especially it's my midday. I also do the bellows breathing in the morning. At the end of my first meditation in the morning. My midday, I definitely do the bellows breathing because it's just I want to get back to being productive, if you will. And so, but you're forcing it out of your nose. Listen, no one's watching, no one cares. Don't worry about it if you feel your sinuses coming up through your throat. This can be a very intense thing. And so we just get into it. Go back to your normal breathing. I often keep a towel near me. I didn't bring it today so that I could wipe my nose if I have some snot that ends up on on my top lip or right outside my nose. In the morning, I just use my shirt sometimes. But you can wipe that in a moment. So you focus back on your regular breathing. And then it's time to alternate. I start my alternating by breathing out, holding my thumb to my right nostril, right thumb on my right nostril. Then I have my these two fingers, ready to push on the left nostril when it's time to breathe out of the right. And so I simply breathe out heavily out of the left, and then I breathe in on the right, out on the right, in on the left, out on the left, in on the right, out on the right, in on the left, out on the left. And we'll continue to alternate in that way. Yes, your nose might run, your nose might clear. It's a great way to clear your sinuses. Oh my gosh, but it feels so free. Your sinuses are clear. Your brain has fresh oxygen. Your blood is pumping a little bit. I don't know what my heart rate is. I'll tell you that in a sec. Oh, my watch is dead. I didn't charge it last night. And before I get up, just sit in a moment of gratitude. I'm thankful for this opportunity to practice, and I'm grateful to myself for taking the time. I take the time to be thankful, grateful to myself. And then I say a few things to myself. Today I choose to be positive. That's one of the things. I'm grateful for all that I have. I am achieving great things. I wake up every day and I accomplish my goals. I am worthy and deserving of a great life. I reflect on the fact that my creator, my source, is a perfect energy and it's limitless, which means that I am also limitless, that I no longer have to have the limitations of shame or guilt, of a negative self-concept. I don't have to have any negative expectation of myself, to be lazy or to be judgmental if I just need rest. I am perfect in this moment. And this moment is all that there is, and there's all that there ever was. My reality is right now. And in this moment, I am limitless. And there's the timer again. So this was my midday. Thanks for hanging out with me. I talked through it. But it was still an amazing experience. And so I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I will be doing some more meditation videos, as well as my podcast and a few other things. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this. See you again soon.